All right. Matt the Mortgage Guy here. In today's video, I want to talk about inflation. It's a hot topic. What we're seeing right now, what we expect to see in 2022, more importantly for you, how it's going to affect real estate and mortgage rates. Before I jump into it, if you like straightforward content from a mortgage broker who's in it all day, every day, talking to consumers, talking to real estate agents, talking to other mortgage brokers, keeping a finger on the pulse of the housing market, mortgage rates, and all the things that affect it, please consider subscribing to the channel, like, comment, share, do all those things. So, as promised last week, when we saw that 6.8% inflation number for year-over-year inflation in November, I wanted to talk about in a little bit of a longer form, what does this mean? What does this mean for interest rates? What does this mean for the economy? What does this mean for real estate? How are they interconnected? How are they related? And if you know me and you know my channel, you know I don't like to get super complicated and talk about big words and big things. I'm gonna try to keep it simple for you, right? Really dial it down in its simplest terms so you can understand what's going on, what most likely is going to happen in the future. So first and foremost, let's talk about inflation. We know and we've seen and heard 6.8% year over year appreciation. Now, this consumer price index takes into account gas and food, all kinds of things. We know that prices are more expensive than they were last year. We know that gas is more expensive. We know that bacon is more expensive. We know that the restaurants that we eat at are raising prices, right, due to a number of different factors. What we want to figure out here, what we want to solve for on my channel, at least as a mortgage broker, is what is this going to do to interest rates? So first and foremost, inflation and interest rates generally have an inverse relationship. As rates go down, inflation goes up. Why does this happen? When you lower interest rates, the cost at borrowing money, that spurs economic activity. If a business can borrow money at 3% and go buy new things, build business, and do more, that's going to create inflation. If consumer can borrow at 3% and go out there and buy 10% more house than they could buy at 4%, that's going to push home prices up, right? And so they have an inverse relationship. And so the Fed, being the ultimate, lever puller, can make adjustments to the interest rate to affect inflation. And here's what's going on right now, the end of 2021, going into 2022. We realize that inflation is not transitory. The Fed finally admitted it, right? We think maybe inflation's here to stay. We called it transitory for as long as we called it transitory, but maybe it's not, right? And so all the talk is on how do we slowly but surely raise interest rates to tame inflation. As interest rates go up and it's more expensive for businesses to borrow money, it's more expensive for consumers to borrow money, that will quell some of this economic activity and party, which in turn is going to kind of pull inflation back down to where they've said they want it, 2 or 3%, right? And so there's already been talks in Fed meetings in the past that they're going to taper their purchase of mortgage-backed securities. $5 billion a month, less per month from the $40 billion a month they said they've been buying, which the number is even larger than that when you take into account all the stuff that rolls over on their books, but another topic for another day. This taper over the next 6 or 9 months where they're buying less is going to cause rates to go up. If they're no longer a buyer of mortgage-backed securities and the open market needs to be a buyer of mortgage-backed securities, those yields need to go up so that the open market is buying them, right? So the short answer to it is if the Fed is tapering their purchase of mortgage-backed securities, rates are going up. After that, they've got another lever they can pull, which is adjusting the Fed's funds rate, the Fed funds rate. When that Fed funds rate got taken down all the way to zero, people were like, mortgage rates are zero. They were between banks, right? And there's a relationship between what that rate is between banks, 0%, and what it is to the consumer for long-term debt and short-term debt. They're not exactly correlated, but it does have an impact, right? When that Fed funds rate starts to get ticked up, and if it goes up by 0.5% next June, that's going to also affect long-term interest rates, right? So the moral of the story, inflation is real. Government is starting to realize it. What they're going to do to tame inflation, what they're going to have to do is raise interest rates. They've said it. I've seen it on multiple things. I just read an article today that was talking about, the Fed missed the mark on inflation, and they've got to quickly regain control. And the way to do that is through tapering their purchase of mortgage-backed securities and then raising the Fed funds rate. They're meeting this week of December 13th, 2021. I think tomorrow is the start of the meeting. Wednesday, they're going to end it, and then they're going to hear the comments from them. Depending on the comments they make, that's going to affect interest rates. I've said this on other videos, right? We don't have to wait until the tapering happens. We don't have to wait until the Fed funds rate actually goes up. Just the talk of it will make those go up. So, looking back, I think this inflation, this kind of runaway inflation, well, there's tons of different factors, right? And you could look at supply chain shortages or employment shortages, all this other stuff. In my opinion, did they keep rates too low for too long? That could have factored in, right? Because low interest rates spur the economy in a number of different ways. And if you think about it too, it affects multiple parts of the economy. Some people might not realize how it affects the stock market, but if you're looking at a company's profit and loss statement, one of their costs on their balance sheet is debt. If the interest rate is higher, their debt is more expensive. That hurts that company's, profit and loss, because they're paying more for their debt, right? So higher interest rates is going to affect the stock market. It's going to affect the real estate market. It's going to affect mortgages. It's going to affect it all, right? So stay tuned. I think what we have coming in 2022 by almost anybody's guesstimation is higher interest rates. It's not going to tank the real estate market, but it's going to cool it just a little bit, right? And so instead of seeing 15, 20% year over year home price appreciation, we might see 5% or 7%. It's going to be an interesting week. It's going to be an interesting couple months to see how the Fed responds to what most definitely now is inflation. Even the 6.8% number that we saw in November, I think might even be low. Some of the stuff that goes into these CPI numbers, they do a household survey to figure out how much rents have increased. They call up homeowners and say, how much would you charge for rent on your house if you were to rent it? Homeowners have no idea. If they got a mortgage 8 years ago, they're paying $1,450 a month, they might say, I'd charge $1,500. Little do they know, their neighbor and the place down the street, same size house, are renting for $2,300. They wouldn't know that, right? If they're not a landlord, if you're just asking a random homeowner what they might charge in rent, to figure out what rents are and how much rents have increased, per that metric, rents have only gone up 3% year over year. I can tell you rents have gone up double digits for sure across most any US markets. And so another problem with this is some of this inflation data is flawed, right? It might be worse than we think. More drastic measures might be needed to quell it. If those drastic measures include big actions by the Fed, big actions that jack up interest rates faster than maybe they wanted to or thought they had to, that could cause some disruption. Not only in mortgage interest rates by mortgage interest rates going up, but then that also bleeds into, okay, now How does that affect folks being able to qualify for home purchases, being able to sell and move like they might have planned before? All kinds of problems. So it's going to be interesting. And like I say, we gonna see.